continue recording.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
We got a call just basically that you were just recording vehicles throughout the, I guess that we're driving around the IBC.
Okay, what happened?
I'm sorry?
What happened?
What happened?
Yeah, what happened?
It was just that we had received a call that you were recording vehicles while they were passing by the IBC.
Okay.
Are you from the area?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have an idea on you just at this special that I'm in contact with you?
This is a consensual encounter?
No, we actually got a call.
How come it's not consensual?
Well, because we had parties that were asking for me to check out with you.
Is there a crime being broken?
No, there isn't.
So it's consensual.
The encounter begins when officers approach a man who is standing outside a bank recording vehicles with his phone. After receiving a complaint from a concerned caller, police initiate contact and explain why they are there. The citizen immediately questions the purpose of the interaction and asks whether any crime has been reported. Officers acknowledge that no law appears to have been broken. Yet they continued conversation based on the complaint they received. From the very beginning, the discussion centers on a familiar question. When does a police contact become voluntary? And when does it become an investigation?
It's not consensual, because if it was consensual, then that would be just me making contact with you without me being dispatched to you.
Well, since there's not a crime, then you have no investigation, right?
Well, no, it isn't. That's the reason why I'm here. I didn't know that you were standing behind the IBC bank.
The suspicion of crime?
No, it's not.
So you have no reason to be here, right?
No, I do. I'm advising you that I got a call.
Oh, okay. So I think what you would do is make contact with them then.
No, because I don't know who.
Oh. So
Yeah.
you just got anonymous call.
Yeah, just dispatch.
Okay. Well, I don't really give ID.
Well, you're required to right now, because obviously I got a call. It's not a consensual encounter.
I'm only required to give ID. I believe it's 3802 Penal Code. I'm only required to give them ID if I'm lawfully arrested. I'm not lawfully arrested.
Well, no. That's, yeah, obviously if you're arrested, then yes.
Right.
Obviously you're required to give your information.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm trying to make you understand is this isn't a casual encounter. I just didn't drive by here and just say, hey, okay, let me check out this guy. That's not what happened.
Okay, so
I didn't know that you were out here.
You're right.
Okay?
So in terms of your investigation was a suspicious person.
Yeah, that's how the call came. And obviously you're not doing anything wrong. I mean, I can see that you're just standing here with your phone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not. You know what I mean?
So
and
why
you're not in any trouble.
I mean, I wouldn't know that. If I surrender my Fourth Amendment, I could be wanted.
As the conversation develops, the issue shifts toward identification and legal authority. The citizen argues that because no crime has been committed and no reasonable suspicion exists, he is not obligated to provide identification. Officers maintain that they are following up on a suspicious person call and therefore have a legitimate reason to be present. The exchange becomes a debate about legal definitions, with both sides presenting their understanding of constitutional protections. Rather than discussing the original complaint, the focus increasingly turns toward personal rights and the limits of police authority during public encounters.
Then I'd be surrendering Fourth Amendment, then I could be in trouble.
In trouble for what?
I'm just saying, in hypothetical scenarios, we watch cops all the time, right? It still comes on TV. When someone surrenders their Fourth Amendment, such as their ID, you guys run that through NCIS, and then you go, or ASIS, you're right, and you run their system, their information is look for warrants. So now they surrendered their Fourth Amendment, then they're subject to arrest.
Okay, so do you understand the reason why I'm here?
Yeah,
I totally understand that, but that would be like in a whole different circumstance, right? This isn't a traffic stop or anything like that.
Right.
It's not a casual encounter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can just provide me information. We did get a call that you were out here recording vehicles. Again, you're not committing any crime.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is that I got dispatched here.
Okay. No rings. You're not married?
No, sir.
Why not?
No need to be.
No need to be? Oh, wow. Woo.
If you don't mind, I'll be out of your hair. It's kind of hot out here, and you can continue.
It's a good shade. Look at this shade tree. Yeah, unfortunately, I cannot assist you with your investigation. That's not my job. I'm not going to do that. So even identifying me will be assisting you with your investigation.
Well, the thing is that I don't know you personally.
You're not supposed to. I'm a private citizen.
Yeah, of course. So
Right.
what I'm saying is I got dispatched here.
Well, you gotta
So
know.
it's not a consensual encounter, right? You do have to identify, is what I'm saying.
The citizen continues explaining his concerns about providing identification, arguing that voluntarily surrendering personal information can lead to further investigation, warrant checks, or unexpected legal consequences. He emphasizes hypothetical scenarios where individuals unknowingly place themselves at risk simply by cooperating without understanding their rights. The officers, meanwhile, attempt to reassure him that he is not in trouble and that they are merely responding to a call for service. Despite the calm tone, the conversation reveals a growing disconnect between the officer's practical approach and the citizen's strict interpretation of constitutional protections.
I don't have to identify.
Because it isn't a...
How long you been an officer?
A few years.
Few years. You know, I got a question. This is hypothetical speaking. This is not, I'm not insinuating nothing. This is a hypothetical conversation. When officers encounter a member of the public, and a member of the public explains to them their right. Okay.
I can hear you. I can multitask.
Okay. Name?
How's it going? Officer Mungia.
Badge number?
747.
747. What was your badge number?
747.
Okay, just like a hypothetical question. I'm not insinuating nothing, but when officers encounter a member of the public, and the member of the public state their rights or penal code, why do officers never think that they're police? Is it because there's a code of conduct that says if you're a police, you wouldn't do this? If you're a police, you wouldn't be out here with a camera doing what you're doing. Is that like an internal thought process?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't even know.
Wow. So no one. So when I rewind this and play this, you're saying I gave an incomplete sentence?
That's not what I'm saying, sir.
Well, then why don't you know what I'm talking about?
So right now we're obviously you're going off topic, right?
I'm supposed to, because you have no reason to be here.
I do. I just explained that to you. We got a phone call, right? It's just somebody concerned. That's all it is, right?
And now you're here.
And now I'm here. So it's not a consensual encounter, like I mentioned. I just didn't drive by here and decide to talk.
The discussion then becomes more philosophical as the citizen asks why officers often react skeptically when members of the public cite legal statutes, court decisions, or constitutional rights during encounters. He questions whether law enforcement automatically assumes that ordinary citizens lack legal knowledge. The officers appear somewhat puzzled by the question and attempt to redirect the conversation back to the reason for their presence. However, the citizen remains focused on broader issues regarding police culture, public perception, and the relationship between legal knowledge and authority in everyday interactions.
You did.
I actually got here. So
It's a little too loud for us to just roll by and talk to people.
we just came into shift anyway. So
Well, the reason I say you did is because no one gave you a citation of a law being broken or a policy being broken. Therefore, for you to drive past and observe, you observe the suspicious person, which is me. You see no crime. You was given no crime.
no.
And you observe the suspicious person, which is me. And since you observed the suspicious person,
Let me tell you about what
Yeah, I got you. No,
hey, y'all body cameras rolling?
yeah.
Okay.
Like she just finished explaining to you, we just got a call, right? You know, so whenever we get a call, you know, you're matching description, we just, you know, come say what's up, right? Make sure you're good, you know what I mean?
But listen, I want to have a lower level conversation real quick. This is my hypothetical question. Why is it that when officers are called to the scene, even if it's not a crime, like what I'm doing right now, why is it that when you engage with a member of the public, when the member of the public state their rights, and if I state penal code, if I state case law, why is it that police officers never think, is he a police officer? It's almost like you guys just be like, he's not a lawyer, he's not a police officer, whatever he's.
As additional officers join the discussion, they explain that they are simply responding to information provided by dispatch and checking on a reported suspicious person. The citizen counters that observing someone recording in public is not evidence of criminal activity, and therefore should not justify further scrutiny. What follows is an extended debate over the difference between a concerned citizen complaint and actual reasonable suspicion. Throughout the exchange, officers emphasize that they are performing their duties, while the citizen insists that constitutional standards must remain the foundation of every law enforcement encounter.
Why is it that type of like posture?
Yeah, no, I mean, we listen to people, right? It's a part of our job, you know, every single day. When people are right, I tell them, okay, you're right, you know what I mean?
Okay, now watch this. Is this a consensual encounter?
No, it's not.
Okay,
Just because it's a call for service.
right, because it's a call for service.
Yeah.
But when it's a call for service, you guys are here to enforce the law.
Not necessarily.
Then what else do you enforce?
So like reasonable suspicion, right?
What's reasonable?
Reasonable?
That's articulable reason
It's what a
suspicion.
reasonable person would believe. You know what I mean?
Is that a penal code reason?
It's in the penal code.
It says articulable suspicion that a crime is being committed or about to be committed.
I don't know the definition textbook off my head, right? But reasonable suspicion, probable cause, they're all different levels.
Right.
But like I said, call for service, usually just reasonable suspicion. You know what I mean? It's not probable cause, right? Like, it's not
Right.
probable cause.
So that's no probable cause for me to ID. But that's not what she's saying. We're still here because she's saying I have to ID.
Oh, well, that's her call, right?
No.
Officer in charge here.
She's officer in charge,
Yeah.
but you still have a duty to correct any erroneous mistakes.
Yeah.
So right, so
I don't see any mistakes going on here. Right?
you just said I don't have to ID. I just told you she said I have to. Now you say you don't see a mistake.
Well, that's her call. Maybe she sees something that I don't.
I don't know what to call you.
Yeah. How you doing?
You're gonna be good if we leave.
Yeah.
Look, like I mentioned before, you're not committing a crime, right? And
Right.
you're obviously aware of that, right?
Right.
You obviously got concerned citizens. You're recording, right?
But no,
So-
you're nice. But my thing is this: when a member of the public engages with law enforcement, we should be able to give our understanding also in such a way to you guys shouldn't be in a hurry.
The conversation turns toward legal terminology as officers discuss concepts such as reasonable suspicion and probable cause. One officer explains that these standards exist at different levels and influence how police respond to calls for service. The citizen quickly notices what he believes are inconsistencies between the officer's explanations, particularly regarding whether identification is legally required. He points out that differing interpretations from officers standing in the same encounter can create confusion for the public. The discussion remains respectful, but the disagreement highlights the challenges citizens often face when trying to understand their rights during police interactions.
There was a real investigation when if I was breaking the law, you guys would take your time to detail a police report, what they call them, witnesses. You guys would take your time to get a full report.
Yeah. Sometimes our hands are limited, right? Like I mentioned earlier, it was just a concerned citizen, so we don't have any information to go based on.
I know that, but I'm saying, like, since you don't have that,
We don't, and so that's the call came out. I'm matching your description. You're obviously holding a camera, you're
Right.
recording, so that's all we have. That's all we have to work on right now. So that's why I'm making contact with you right now.
But for future reference, I just want you to know that that is not enough to ID someone.
Okay.
And I think you know that. I think you probably got to update it. No,
It just
I think
it makes it easier, right? And like I mentioned, you're not in any trouble, like you had mentioned. I'm trying to make contact with you. At the end of the day, I'm doing my job.
No, you are. But see,
Right.
part of your job is to enforce accurate law. If you're misinterpreting the law, now you're violating someone's rights unknowingly. You can do it knowingly or unknowingly. Like this gentleman, when you went to the car, he said, "I did not have to ID." That's counterproductive to what you said. So then when I told the gentleman, well, tell her that, then he said, well, it's not my stop. See, now we have a difference of understanding here. We got two law officers saying two different things. That is a problem. You should be on the same page. And then he said he doesn't know the exact penal code verbiage, articulable suspicion. That's another bad thing because you have to.
In the final portion of the encounter, the citizen argues that police should take equal care when discussing legal rights as they do when conducting formal investigations. He emphasizes that misunderstandings about identification laws can unintentionally lead to constitutional violations. Officers respond by reiterating that they are simply investigating a complaint and making contact with someone matching the description provided by dispatch. The encounter ultimately becomes less about the original report and more about differing interpretations of law, responsibility, and civil liberties, leaving viewers to consider where the balance between public concern and individual rights should truly exist.